Is Luca Guadagnino bringing sexy back to the sport of tennis? If you've seen the trailer for his new movie Challengers, you'd probably reply with a resounding hell yes he is. But does his latest film serve up enough drama and thrills to really be one of the best of the year? Let's talk about it. What's up guys, I'm Sully, and today we're talking about the brand new film from Luca Guadagnino, Challengers. All you need to know about this one is that the story goes like this. Tashi, a former tennis prodigy turned coach, is married to a champion on a losing streak. Her strategy for her husband's redemption takes a surprising turn when he must face off against his former best friend and Tashi's former boyfriend. So I'm definitely a fan of Luca Guadagnino's work, and I feel like he's one of those guys for me where I appreciate his movies more as time goes on, and I've really had the chance to process what he's put in front of me. Bones and All from a couple of years ago is a great example of that, because I remember leaving the theater just thinking it was alright, and then after I had some time to sit with it, it began to resonate with me. What I really like about Luca Guadagnino is the guy clearly marches to the beat of a different drummer. He kind of reminds me of Wes Anderson in the sense that he has a very unique visual style, he always latches on to the same type of story, and he just goes out there and gives it his all, time and time again. The only difference is that he likes to make everything horny. Forgot to mention that. But Challengers has been a movie that has firmly had a spot on my most anticipated of the year list since it was first announced. So did I love it as much as I was expecting to? No, but that doesn't mean there isn't still a healthy dose of Guadagnino magic in here. Now we gotta start with the performances here for a second, because this is really where this movie shines. This main trio of actors we get in Zendaya, Mike Feist, and Josh O'Connor absolutely hit it out of the park in this film. They're all super believable in their roles, they perfectly embody their characters, and they elevate an already well-written script to the next level. And I feel like there's a lot of nuances to these performances, because in a lot of ways, everyone's always trying to get the upper hand on the other people involved, so you never know when they're truly being genuine versus when it's a tactical move. To pull something like that off, you need a really talented group of actors, and every single person here completely understood the assignment. Shifting over to the more technical aspects of this film, you can tell Luca Guadagnino was having an absolute field day with this one. All of his trademark camera tricks are cranked up to 11 in this movie, and mixing a filmmaker of his talent with the fast-paced world of sports is not a marriage I ever knew I needed, but here we are. The way in which he films these tennis matches is so addicting and energetic that by the time you see the sequence where he treats the camera as the tennis ball itself, you can feel it in your bones that this dude's got the juice. And he's had it for a long time, but this definitely serves as a big ass reminder. And I would be remiss not to mention the absolute banger of a score that's brought to us by none other than the always fantastic Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross. If you're a cinephile, you're a big fan of these guys because they have elevated so many movies with their musical talents. The best way to describe their efforts this time around is if you took the music they did for The Social Network and tossed it into a blender with an 80s rave, what you'd get is the score from Challengers. This shit's gonna be on repeat all summer long, let me tell ya. But unfortunately, with all of that being said, after the credits rolled, I had a bit of a that's it moment, which is never a good feeling. I think at the end of the day, what kind of left me a little bit disappointed about this film is that I feel like it was positioned as an erotic thriller about tennis, but instead it's actually much more of a dramatic character study on this female protagonist and how far some of us will go to be crowned as the winner. Don't get me wrong, all of the necessary puzzle pieces are in here when it comes to the performances, the cinematography, and the soundtrack, but I think I just wanted it to go further in some places and really offer up an overwhelmingly gossipy and thrilling experience that would leave me kind of shook with just how calculated and ruthless these characters were. It almost seemed like we needed one more plot point or juicy twist for this vision to become fully realized, and because that didn't happen, a lot of the momentum that the film had been building up until the third act kind of fizzled out a bit for me. What we end up getting is still a really solid film, but this movie had the potential to end up being one of the best of the year, and ultimately I don't think it's going to leave the impact on me that I was hoping it would. Overall, guys, I definitely had a good time watching Challengers, and I think if you've enjoyed any of Luca Guadagnino's work in the past, then this is a film worth checking out. The cinematography is top-notch, the story will keep you entertained the entire way through, and the performances are some of the best of the year up to this point. I just wish it got even crazier and messier as the story got more emotional emotionally complex because I really think all the pieces are here to make this movie one of the best of 2024. I left the theater a little unsatisfied in that regard, but this is still a very solid effort from all parties involved. Challengers gets a Sully score of 3.5 stars. So that's my review for the latest Luca Guadagnino movie. What do you think is your favorite sports film ever made? I might have to say something like Rush or Warrior, but I gotta think about it. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys at the next one.